with expectations. What kind of advice could you give for these girls that are arriving to a big stage? And just a curiosity, if you learned something from Brazil, from the Miris during the season.
Oh, well, lucky enough, one of my teammates is from Brazil, Dee. She's one of the best, one of the sweetest people ever, and I'm lucky enough to be her teammate. I think a piece of advice, I think just enjoy the moment, like a moment like today, like they get to play in this environment, and I think that's another thing I appreciate about our fans is like they're going to appreciate the other team at the same time, they're going to appreciate good basketball. So I think just live in the moment, soak in every single opportunity, especially a lot of those young ones that I don't even think have got to college, some of them in college now, you know. Those are some of the best memories I have in my entire life, so just soak it in and enjoy it. And Brazil's going to come out and play hard. That's what you would expect. Obviously, really have like one game of tape on them. Having played the Sky a couple days ago, but they're going to come out and play hard, long, athletic. So we'll try some different stuff, and more than anything, you know, this is an opportunity for us to really work on ourselves and build chemistry and get better.
Hey, Caitlin, Chad Letts, Dakota Des Moines Register. Think about some moments of great anticipation here in your career, like the first sellout like 3 years ago against Michigan, Indiana, game day thing, Kelsey Plum night. How do you always seem to rise to the occasion, I guess, in those moments? How does today kind of compare with some of those, just with anticipation?
Yeah. I just love to compete at the end of the day, but also like this is a building I'm very comfortable playing in. Fan base I love playing in front of. I think also this is a little bit of a different situation. Obviously, this doesn't really count towards our record. A lot of those games were high-intensity games. I was playing 40 minutes. I won't be playing 40 minutes tonight, shockingly. But I think, you know, as a competitor, those are the moments you live for. You know, when the spotlight's on, it's the same today. Like, you know, we're on ESPN. This is a great opportunity for our team. Like, you approach this the same exact way you would approach game 1 or game 44, whatever it is. And you always have to have that mindset. So going to come out there and try to dominate, certainly give the fans something to cheer about. That's my goal. Get them involved, get them loud, because, you know, I told my teammates this is going to be the loudest arena you've ever played in. So I got to make a few shots to be able to get them on their feet and cheer for us on defense. I think Lexi would probably appreciate some noise to help her play some good defense, but yeah.
Caitlin, Mike Vogel from ESPN.com. I have to ask, how are you feeling? And can you talk about how excited you are, especially with the new teammates? Everybody got a chance to see them on the court yesterday with Delana and Sophie and Natasha. Just if you could talk about also just playing with those new people.
Yeah, I'm feeling good. Feel ready to go. Been getting a lot of treatment and just stretching, and stunk having to sit on the sideline yesterday, but obviously probably just the best decision in the preseason. And you know, I'm gonna listen to our medical team and what they want to do, and obviously Steph as well. But it was fun to honestly watch from the bench. It gives you a very different and unique perspective, especially as the point guard, of learning. And you know, at the same time, this is all very new to me too. You know, Steph's system and some of the things we do defensively is completely different than how they were taught last year. And that's not a bad thing by any means. It's just you have to break some habits, and that's going to take some time for the people that were here or the people that haven't played in Steph's system. So I think it's just continuing to build chemistry, trying to get lineups on the floor, different lineups, and see what works. And you know, Steph is big into numbers and analytics, so she's charting everything. She's going to see what lineups were great, what lineups weren't great, what we're going to go with late in the fourth, what we're going to go with going into halftime. And you know, it's just trying different things out. But I think it's the biggest thing for this game, and obviously the last game, and then the dream, our final preseason game, is just trying different things, finding what works, getting our offense to flow a little better. I thought our defense was pretty good after the first 5 or 10 minutes of yesterday, but our offense was pretty choppy and it was a little hard to watch at times. So I think just finding some flow, and like I said, that comes back to chemistry and just time playing with one another. It's not going to be perfect.
Left ring, go front row, and then back to Brad.
Tyler Tashman with the Des Moines Register. Caitlin, it seems you made a concerted effort in the offseason to add muscle to your frame. Just wondering, from a weightlifting standpoint, from a diet standpoint, kind of what the process was like for that.
I think, we can get into the weeds about it, and I'm not going to do that, but I think just consistency, that's what it was for me. Like, I haven't had 6 or 7 months to just be consistent in everything that I did, whether that was on-court skill development, whether that was how I ate, whether if that was obviously being in the weight room. And you know, I give the people that have helped me most credit. Like, they were very accessible to me. They worked around my schedule, whether I was on the road, whether I was, in Indianapolis, they were available for me. They made a plan, and I'm a big routine person, so being able to stick to that routine and do that, I think was what has led me to look a little bigger. We'll see if it helps. I don't know. Remains to be seen, but it's worked in our workouts so far. But I think it just, from a stamina standpoint, I think going throughout the season, it's going to help me feel better by game 40 to 44. It's going to help, and in the playoffs, the most important time of the year, you need to be able to, it gets physical. Refs swallow their whistle, and I think it's going to help there too.
Kaylin, Brad Brown, WRTV Indy. Can you pinpoint kind of the first time you played in this building when it felt like something just more, or it just felt like a very big deal?
I would probably say my sophomore year, when we played Michigan. It was our first sellout. We were playing for a Big Ten regular season title. It was the first game of real anticipation. I felt nobody really expected us to win the Big Ten regular season title that year. I think Michigan lost a game at Northwestern that gave us a chance to win it here at home. So I think that was probably the real first point. I was like, wow, this is special, and I still have 2 more years to be here and enjoy this. And we certainly every year elevated it, even when I didn't know if we could continue to do that with how much success we had and how great our fans were, but they continued to show up. But certainly that Michigan game my sophomore year here at home.
We're going to go through here, we'll go here, and then finish off in front.
Caitlin, Zachary James, SB Nation Swish Appeal. Kind of a rhetorical question, but did you ever think that it was in the cards for you to be able to come back and play in this arena again and play in a WNBA uniform?
I mean, I knew they had done some of these games before, if I'm not mistaken. But I didn't know when it would happen. I did not expect it to happen this year. And when Kelly, our president, called me and was like, "We're going to be able to make this happen and do this," I was so excited. I knew the Iowa fans would be thrilled and Fever fans would be thrilled. So just excited to bring the whole team here and get to play in front of them.
Hi, Scott Rice for Casey Stein Des Moines. Caitlin, great to have you back. Congratulations on a great first year. As you get ready to start your year 2 in the WNBA, how do you approach that in terms of expectations or maybe any more pressure on you, if that is even possible?
Well, somehow it feels like the pressure is always just, taking another level and another level. But, I always remind myself, it's not a moment I haven't been in before. I understand the expectations, I understand the pressure, and, whether that's good or bad, I wouldn't want that any other way. You embrace that. There's going to be nights that are great. There's going to be nights that you struggle a little bit. It's just how you respond, and I think that's one of the best things about the WNBA. It's okay, you play, and then you have a day off, well, you're going to play again. So you don't have much time to sit there and sulk if something doesn't go your way or you weren't as crisp in a certain area. You just learn from it, you get better, you prepare, and you live your life completely different than as you were in college. You're a pro, you have to take care of yourself, you have to watch film, you have to get in and do treatment, whatever it is. So I think that was the biggest adjustment in year 1, and now year 2, having that under my belt, I think will be very helpful. But more than anything, you just embrace it. But I'm excited and ready.
Last question in the front there.
Hey, Caitlin, LA Club Hawkeye Beacon. I know you went straight from your senior season right into your rookie year. What's it been like? I know you mentioned the weightlifting, but to have such a significant amount of time off, I imagine you're chomping at the bit a little bit.
Oh yeah, certainly. I mean, that's why it stunk not to play yesterday. You wait and you prepare for a moment. I feel like I've worked so hard to get to where I am and ready for a season, and put in the most amount of time I've ever put in. And I'm in the gym a lot, so you just itch to get out on the court. So I'm excited to be out there today. I think it'll be really fun. I don't know how many minutes I'll play, but it's always good to go shake the rust off and get up and down and be in the competitive environment that we're going to be in and play in front of these fans. So I'm certainly ready and excited. Thanks.